Nigeria has announced restrictions on South African travellers to curb the new COVID-19 variant. Nigeria is the second country after Britain to do so. For more on this, we speak to our foreign editor, Sophie Mokoena. Sophie, this is a big blow to business people, travellers across Africa. Tell us what Nigeria has been saying.
Well, of course, it's not a complete ban on visitors or business people going to Nigeria or coming in Nigeria, but it is going to be a very cumbersome process for those who will be traveling from South Africa and UK to Nigeria. The country has taken a decision to tighten the travel restrictions. In other words, on arrival, if you are from United Kingdom or you have the United Kingdom passport or a South African passport, or you traveled to Nigeria via South Africa, you are going to be in a separate room where a different process will take place. And that process is going to be very, very thorough. One, even though you might be having a COVID-19 PCR or a certificate that indicates that when you left the country, you were negative, you will still be subjected to strict measures of testing. But secondly, you will have to go for quarantine. And therefore, you can't just on arrival go straight to your destination. When you arrive there, it's going to be a long process to verify. And from there, you still have to go for quarantine. And you know that when you go for quarantine outside your own country, you are not familiar with facilities there. You may find yourself in a facility that is not of a standard that you would prefer. It is going to be a real inconvenience. But secondly, for business in particular, you know you have a business meeting tomorrow. You can't go there tomorrow because you have to undergo a process of quarantine 7 days again or 10 days. And therefore, you are going to miss those appointments, or else you will have to travel much earlier so that by the time that meeting or conference starts, you are able to attend. But one problem with these process of quarantining people, and you are from a different country, facilities are not the same. I can speak as a South African. I know South Africans, we are so spoiled in terms of facilities. Sometimes when you arrive in a different country on the continent, people are not so happy about the facilities there. Therefore, it's going to be a serious challenge to many people. And therefore, I think for those people who are intending to travel to Nigeria after a new year for meetings and private visits or returning back, they must brace themselves for this thorough process.
Yeah, and will this affect Nigerian citizens as well if they're returning home?
Yes, you know that UK, after South Africa made an announcement and was very upfront and very transparent about the variant that was detected in PE, but then there was a track record in terms of that variant moving along the Garden Route, which is a tourist attraction area. You know, particularly international visitors, they like to travel in that Garden Route and then they come up to Johannesburg and leave. That's where it was detected. UK then immediately, days after, announced travel restrictions. Therefore, Nigeria is not the first country. But secondly, today again, there are reports that another person who was in Switzerland, who was in South Africa, or is a South African, it's not clear yet, but he was from South Africa. They have detected this variant from him. And therefore, it will be a problem, particularly to Europe, for South Africans to immediately be allowed in different countries. I was talking to my niece who works in London. She is now panicking. She has to go back to work, and it's not going to happen. Therefore, these are the challenges South Africans that are going to experience in coming days. We know in the United States, they've taken a decision to also strengthen and tighten the travel restrictions. When you come from UK and any foreign country, it is not going to be business as usual, particularly if you are not an American citizen. You'll be quarantined. They are going to demand lots of things. And therefore, each and every country is trying to ensure that they are able to manage this virus as it is now developing into these variants.
Yeah.
And therefore, they are protecting their citizens. We know that China took a flag when America accused China of not being transparent because they feel they could have taken travel restrictions much earlier, even closing borders. Therefore, I think now countries are very, very vigilant. They take measures quickly to ensure that they protect their citizens.
Sophie, very quickly, Nigeria has moved. Are other African countries expected to follow suit?
Possibly, yes. And it is not because there's hostility between Nigeria and South Africa. South Africa can do the same. We don't know what the president is going to say tonight. We don't know. I mean, when you look at what's happening at Beit Bridge, the question is those thousands and thousands of people who are crossing the Limpopo River to different destinations. And be clear, it's not Zimbabweans only. Malawians, Zambians, many people who are using that route. It goes up to the north. Some people are going up north. They are going to catch other mode of transport halfway, maybe to Egypt or to Ethiopia. They are cutting costs by traveling to a particular destination and move forward. DRC. So it's not only the Nigerians. Maybe South Africans must know that it's not only the Nigerians who are crossing there. Those trucks are not going to Zimbabwe. They are going to different countries on the continent. And therefore, when they come back, South Africa clearly is going to tighten the tests and the measures at the border, because if they don't do that and there's an import of a different variant, South Africans are going to blame the South African government. And therefore, those countries must understand it is in that context, because South Africans are also demanding protection. And therefore, the government must do everything in its power to protect its citizens. And therefore, even us, we can't blame the Nigerians for doing this.
Yeah, every country just trying to do the best they can for their citizens right now. Very hard choices, and this could affect travel across the African continent. So the news tonight that Nigeria announcing travel restrictions on travellers from South Africa. That was our foreign editor, Sophie Mokoena.